Hello there everyone. Today I want to share with you one of my very favourite places to shop for many of my jewellery making supplies. And it's called Tomato, and this is the website if you want to have a look. I highly recommend that you do, if you get a chance. Now they don't have every single product they have on the website yet. They keep building it and keep adding new things, so just keep checking back for things that you might find interesting. Now they're situated in Gentofte in Copenhagen in Denmark, but they also ship elsewhere, so just have a look on the website for that. And what it is it's basically a wholesale shop, which means that they provide their products for the businesses, but you can also gain access by signing up for the club. I'll get into that in a bit. But it's a wholesale shop, which also means that basically the more you buy, the more you save. And again, I'll get in more detail about that as we go through the video. But what they do is they have many different kinds of products, but obviously I'm mostly interested in the jewellery supply area, so that's what I'm going to be showing you today, giving you a bit of a guided tour. Now we're going to be moving into this area now, and here are the first little bits. This is something new that they've got in recently. It's basically some watch faces, which are quite nice actually, that you can obviously use with any medium that you want and get it to fit with anything that you can think of. And they have little stones floating inside the watch face, so that's quite a nice detail. And then we're going to be moving around in the shop, moving into this first little section, and you'll find many different kinds of products that they have. Obviously you can get anything like findings, stones, beads, cord, anything really that you can think of. So this first wall we're looking at, you can see different kinds of things. You can see bags with things in them, and then actual strands in the walls as well. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can buy things. In the bags usually it's smaller quantities if you just need a few bits, or like these, you can buy full length strands of whatever you want. Now they both have gemstones, glass beads, metal beads and all sorts, so it's just basically having a look at everything they've got. Now here you can see some gemstones. These are some agate beads, and they have different prices and all. Like you saw the strands before, they were 45 krona per strand, but this wall is 25 krona per strand. You can see these little cute teddy bear beads, which I personally haven't really seen anywhere else, but I'll be getting into as well, because many of their items are 25 krona per unit or per item, and that counts for many different types of products. It's both for strands, beads, findings, some of the cord, where it's all 25 krona as a base price. But then what they have is what they call star price. So everything that's basically marked with a star is 25 krona per unit, but if you then buy more within certain amounts that you buy, the price goes down. So for example, between 1 and 9 units you pay the 25 krona, but if you buy between 10 and 19 units, it goes down to 20 krona per unit. So that in itself is quite a good jump. And then if you buy from 20 up to 199 units, it goes all the way down to 17 krona per unit. So that's less than £2 per unit, and that counts for everything that's in that star price. And if you go above 200, you can get it down to 15 krona per unit. So obviously it's really good. The more you buy, the more you save. Basically you can get way more for your money, and like I said, it counts for many different things: beads, strands, findings, cord. So many of the products throughout the whole shop will be marked with this price, and on the website as well. So we've just been looking at some findings, some black coated findings, which I think are quite nice actually. It's been getting quite popular recently, the black coloured findings. And then as we're moving around the shop, you can see walls basically with different things. Here we're moving to another wall, again, that has some findings, but some bags of other different, some beads and some other, here's some chain, and you can get both silver findings, gold findings, and like I said, the black finish as well, and lots of different types that you can basically find something to suit any taste. And we're moving along the wall. As you can see, we've been seeing some silver, now we're seeing some gold, And again, as you can see here, this is all part of that star price. So 25 krona per unit or less if you buy more within certain amounts. So that's obviously a good incentive to get a little bit extra, because then you get it even cheaper. But you can just see a few examples of the many different things that you can find. So it's not just a few basic things, but there's many different interesting things. And again, a whole wall of different kinds of findings. And then right next to it we get a whole wall of strands. Now these are a little bit different kinds. You got a lot of them are glass, are really beautiful and glittery, and you have a few gemstones in there as well. Now many of these are either rounds or rondelles, and again, as you can see, part of the star price. So that means for one strand is 1 unit, and they're quite full length as well, and some beautiful colours. And you get a whole array of different colours, obviously anything from your blues, your reds, your greens, but then you get more neutral ones and pastel colours as well. So basically anything to suit any taste. And then you've got these little stacked boxes as well, you can call them. And here you've got different types of cord really. And you'll find they have loads of different types of cord as well, cord and thread and just threading materials in general. And again, all this is part of the star price. So it's nice to just have a play around as well, just have a look at what they've got, because you can find so much inspiration. Even if you go there going for specific things, just having a look at the many different things they've got, you can find inspiration for just many other ideas that you hadn't even thought of. So that's brilliant to go in the shop if you have the opportunity for that reason as well. And you can spend many hours doing that. I certainly do. And again, as you can see, most things are in that star price. We're now moving over to a little different area. Again, you got bags with things in them, which is usually where it's a little bit smaller quantities when it's beads in the bags, rather than buying them on the strands. And then here you got some nice storage or display boxes, whether you sell or you just want to keep it for yourself. Now that's something else they're really good for, is things like storage, display units and things for selling on. And basically obviously that's because they're a wholesale place, so they cover all that because they provide other businesses with all them kinds of products. So these are just a few examples, and we'll be moving into an area where they have all these things in a little bit. Again, an array of different kinds that you can use for anything and really to suit anyone's needs. So these are some really nice products that they have as well. And just to show you a few of them beads up close. And then we'll move on to this wall. And here you got loads of strands. A lot of these are actually bicones. So they're very sparkly and very glittery, which is always really beautiful. And bicones are a great shape, I think. You can use them for so many things. And obviously some other kinds as well. Some basic rounds and rondelles. But mainly this wall is bicones in different colours and sizes. And you got a table here where it's basically loads of cord and chain, but you measure it yourself how much you want, and you measure it by the meter. Whereas you can buy reels of both cord and chain, but here you can measure if you only want a little bit. So that's quite nice if you only want a bit instead of having to buy a whole reel. You just measure it out like you want to and then bring it to the till when you're done. As you can see, many different kinds, some really thick leather cord, different kinds of chain, wax cord, anything you can think of really, they will probably have it. And lots of different colours. And here we've got some suede cord actually. And now in this section they have quite a lot of their cords and threads. They have a bit of chain here as well, but mostly the cords and threads. And first, this is just a bunch of leather cord, so in many different colours and finishes as well actually. They have the leather with metallic finish, which is my favourite. I really like that metallic finish to it. So as you can see here, you buy them on the reels as they are, and again for a decent price compared to elsewhere, because obviously it's a wholesale place. It's 2mm leather, and as you can see there's 25 meters on a roll for 70 kroner. So that's just about £7 to £8. But loads of different colours, and again different thicknesses. It all depends on what you're looking for. And you got more different type of cord and threading material. And you got some really thick leather, like I showed you before. Difference is here it's on a reel. If you know you're going to want longer lengths, work with it a bit more. And then you got some reels of chain here that you can buy on reels as well. A lot of these are ball chain, as you can see, so it's quite a massive reel. This is gonna last you a long time. There's gonna be a lot of meters on there, and again the prices are per reel. Rather than just having to buy a couple of meters, you're definitely not gonna run out right away. And up here you got some wax cotton cord in black and white and a few other colours. Again, it's going to last you a long time. There's a lot on one reel. And then moving down, we're coming to actually some of my favourite types of cords. This is just like a nylon cord. These are the biggest reels that I've seen with this kind of cord. And this specific cord is actually what I use to make my macrame rose, which I will show a tutorial of at some point soon. But I really like using this cord for that. And as you can see, you've got two different kinds of thicknesses, and then the price accordingly as well. And then this thread is also a nylon thread, but I really like using this thread for my micro macrame pieces. I also use other threads, but I do really like this, and it comes in a beautiful array of colours. And again, this is 40 kroner per reel, but again, the more you buy, if you buy 3 reels, you get it for 90 kroner. So again, the more you buy, the more you save. Even though they're individually priced, they will usually then have the base price, and then if you buy a certain amount, you get it for cheaper. And now we're going to be moving into another area. This wall, you just have this is based on really chunky gemstone strands, different kinds, and then some chunky glass beads as well, really chunky and very glittery. But then we're going to basically be moving into the area where they have all the displays and storage and all that. As you can see, it's stacked in boxes and kind of on top of each other, but that's because it's a wholesale place. You basically go and find what it is that you want yourself. And these are some really nice quality glass boxes that I really like, and they have different kinds where they're separated up into different rooms and spaces within them. Like this one they have here. This is one specifically more for rings, because they have these inserts inside them that it's easy to put rings in, or you can obviously use things like earrings or something. And then others where it's just split up into smaller or larger compartments and that, so they are really nice. Wonderful for storing your own, but also for displaying things, I think. And moving on, you can see more different kinds, and over here you got like a 3-tier bracelet stand, which is also brilliant for both displaying or storing for yourself. So really anything can work, whether you just do things for yourself as a hobby, or whether you do things with the intention of selling. And other things like selling storage boxes, nice display boxes, and bags, organza bags, other kinds of things. So basically with the intention of selling, but obviously you don't have to use it for that. See a really nice bracelet box here. Again with individual pricing on these things. But like the other things, the more you buy, the more you save. And you'll find different display busts and stands as well. And this is a really nice display box as well. You can obviously use for a bracelet or anything else that you can think of will fit. Plastic bags for the purpose of selling if you're a shop or if you're a business that sells on. And again, as you can see, part of the star price. Nice displays, stands and busts. They have a nice array of different kinds as well, so it's all to suit your individual style really. And they have the regular busts as well, like necklace busts. So like I mentioned earlier, it's a wholesale shop with the main purpose of supplying other businesses, but what they do is they have basically a club that you can sign up for, and anyone can do it. It's basically just signing up for a mailing list, so there's nothing more to it. But basically what they do then is they have club days where certain days throughout the month they will open up, so members of that club and basically anyone can come in as any regular person, any person off the street, and just basically buy what they want. So you don't have to be from a business or have some connection to the wholesale shop. You can come off the street if you just sign up for the club, and you'll obviously get notified about them days with being part of that mailing list. So that is really nice that it isn't just for wholesale purposes, but anyone can access it basically. So you'll see a whole range of different products here. Come Hemo disc, again nice storage or selling bags. And again, these are individually priced. So this is the area with storage, displays, busts and stands, and we'll be moving on. Again, you find here different strands with both gemstones and glass beads, and you see some genuine pearls as well. They have a fair few of them. We'll see some more of them later on as well. But you just have a beautiful array of different strands as well, so it's not just a few basic things, but there's many different kinds and styles, colours, shapes, sizes and types as well, obviously glass and gemstones. So basically anything to suit anyone. And you have a little section here. You've got that suede cord, quite long lengths and nice colour choices. And again, you got a little section here where you've got some tools and some basic things like glue and things like that. And then we'll be moving on to the part where they have more strands, gemstones and that, but they also have cord in some of those boxes, and basically the main findings area as well. So here you can see some really nice, a little wall of hematite beads, basically, gemstones, different shapes, sizes, finishes. And again, these are part of the star price. So really nice different choice here. And again, these are some of the most popular shapes in general. Stuff like hearts and stars are always really popular. And then we got a whole wall here again that's full of strands. You got more hematite, more gemstones. They have a lot of agate as well on this wall. Some glass stones. And just some beautiful colours and different types of beads. You got some really nice small ones here. I personally love my small beads. especially small gemstones. And again, all this is part of the star price. So as you can see, you can quickly add up to get to the amount of units you need to get it for a cheaper price. So it's not really going to be that difficult, because that star price covers so many different products of theirs and different types of products, so it's not going to be that difficult to get them for a cheaper price. And just as you've seen throughout the shop, it's just walls of beads and gemstones and findings. So it's basically heaven for a jewellery maker. And on the other side of this, you've got boxes basically full of cords. Different types, but mainly some satin cord. And here you see some chain. A few findings at the beginning and some chain. But then otherwise, mainly cord on this side. You've got some 2mm satin cord in different colours, beautiful colours. Some 1mm satin cord. Again, some beautiful colours. And on these as well, these are all part of the star price, all these cords as well. And there's 25 meters on each roll. So again, it's going to last you quite a while. Instead of having to buy cord and that by the meter, which can then quickly add up to even more in most other places. And as you can see, loads of different beautiful colours. And they've got paracord as well, different colours. Wax cord, other stringing material, elastic. So really any form of threading or stringing material that you can think of, they will probably have. And a nice array of different kinds of cord and thicknesses for different purposes. And obviously I like my cord, it's one of my favourite things to use. And reels of elastic. Again, part of the star price. And opposite that, you have some more strands. A bit of what we were looking at before. And what you do when you're in the shop is you have these bags around the shop as well. Like you just saw on the wall, you just grab a bag, and then what you do is, within the same price range, say if it's within the star price, you just put, say you pick out, let's just say 7 strands, put them in a bag, and then you write on the bag what you have in there. So say you have 7 of 25, or 7 of the star price, and then you take that to the till. So that's kind of how you go about it inside the shop. And then obviously if it's something else, if it's individually priced, you can put it in the bags, but then put it in a separate bag and write on it what's in there. And then here basically we're coming to an area where it's a load of different findings. So you got a bunch of different jump rings, both finishes but also sizes, which is really handy because sometimes I like, obviously jump rings is a basic, you need them for pretty much anything, but I very much like having different sizes for different purposes. And as you can see, silver, gold, the black finish. So really anything to suit anyone. And they'll have different types of locks and clasps. So really all the basic things, but then loads of extras as well that make your final piece is that little bit extra special. And over here as well they have loads of metal beads, basically metal spacer beads, and like these stardust beads, which I really love using. And these ones were particularly special with a large hole in them, so you can say put them on thick leather cord or even on a kumihimo braid or something, and just put the actual bead on there. So I like the stardust beads, they're beautiful. You can get them different sizes, metal spacer beads, other findings. So basically a lot of the findings are going to be in these boxes, blue boxes. And on the other side here you'll find more types of cord, like leather cord, very thick, in reels, different colours and finishes. Some silver cord here. And again, moving on to this side, got more boxes of things, more findings. And they are kind of organised into little areas where obviously each box has one type of thing in it, but then you got mainly your clasp and locks in one area, so you can look there. You got your jump rings and that in one area. More different type of cord. 20 meters on these rolls. So like I said a few times, you can simply basically find anything that you're either looking for, or even things you didn't know you were looking for. So just get a bunch of inspiration, ideas for new things. This is rubber cord basically. And you got some more gemstones on this side, inside these boxes. These are all agate and onyx and black, but all of it black, and some of them matte. Different sizes. These are quite large, and you have some really small ones on the bottom. Both matte finish, shiny finish, faceted, and some white gemstones as well. So basically these are really good as basics, because black and white and rounds are always going to be brilliant for basics. And some more hematite and some more onyx. And they have a little island here where basically it's beads that resembles a certain brand, but again you can use them for so many other different things. And some more specialised thing on this side. They have some sterling silver wire and some gold coated sterling silver wire as well, and a few more specialised things on this wall. So you can simply pretty much find anything in here. And moving on, a few more gemstones. These are absolutely beautiful. These are some genuine amethyst faceted rounds. They're really beautiful strands, probably some of the most beautiful ones I've ever seen. And then this area, this is clasp basically, but it's mainly magnetic clasps in many different styles, types, finishes, gold, silver, and many different styles. You can see these have got some stones on them, so they look a bit different. So all magnetic clasps. So as you can see, many different types of findings as well. So it's not just one kind of clasps, but it's really anything that you can think of. And then moving over towards the last wall here, where you got again some strands and gemstones. Now these are mainly gemstones, And you've got some really nice small gemstone strands as well, about 2-3 mil. And like these glass stones, but they've got a really nice finish to them, like crackled matte effect. And then the small gemstones I was mentioning, these are garnets, rounds and faceted rounds, some prehnite, some peridot, and these are then individually priced, but again, if you buy more you can get them for cheaper. And they've got different genuine pearls as well, different finishes, colours and shapes and sizes. So really, it's a really nice place to go. If you have a chance, I really recommend you go visit the shop. If you don't, you can always have a look at the website. And I really just wanted to share this with you because it's one of my very favourite places to shop. And it's back home. I live in England, but it's back home in Denmark, and I always visit when I visit my family. I have to go to this shop. So I really hope you enjoyed this. And thank you very much for watching. Hello there everyone. Today I want to show you how to make this leopard print kumihimo braid. And this is what it looks like. And I've made it in a selection of different colours, but you can obviously choose to make it whatever colours you want. The only thing I like to do is I like my base colour to be the lighter colour, and then the actual spot colour to be a bit darker of the same type of colour, and then I like to frame my spots with the black. But again, that design choice is completely